step 2, building out the lead list. The goal of this is to find every single commercial building that fits the client's criteria. This client does both commercial and residential solar, but for this system, we're going to focus on any commercial business that owns or manages a building, and then we're going to find the right decision maker, clean the data, verify it, and then organize everything into different campaigns. So step 1 is going to be scraping Google Maps. We essentially put a list together of every single commercial building in their area, which hotels, warehouses, factories, offices, retail units, distribution centers, schools. We've got a list of over 4,000 keywords that we can use to essentially scrape Google Maps. So we use this big list to go and scrape everything that we can that's a good fit. Like I say, every single company in the target area got scraped, and then we use something called Apollo.io to find the decision makers of these companies that can actually approve the solar quotes. Contacting managing directors, operations directors, facilities managers, estate managers, site managers, and business owners. I've got a big list of job titles as well that we can target. And then stage 1 is going to be going onto clay.com to clean the messy company names up, remove the duplicates, standardize the whole list, and prepare the data set for further enrichment. So this is step 1. I'll go over to a website called clay.com. That essentially, the data that we get is a mess. At first, it's a mess that needs to be cleaned up. So we upload everything into clay.com to go and essentially start cleaning the data up, so everything's going to be getting a little bit more organized so we can actually start sending emails out. And then step 2, which is also on clay.com, the mobile cleanup. So we need to clean and verify all the company numbers that we can extract so the client's got accurate numbers when following up over the phone. So when we tag something, it pops into the client CRM. It's got to have the right phone number in there. So we check it on clay.com before we even upload the list. Because the data that we get, like I say, is a mess. All the numbers are mixed up and whatnot. So we use clay.com to go and verify everything. And then stage 3, which is also on Clay, we enriched the entire list, filled in the missing fields, removed incorrect locations, added the relevant business info, and improved the overall accuracy. Like some of the data that we'll pull from Google Maps or Apollo, they'll tell us it's based in a certain place, and it comes back and it's not. So we use clay.com to go out and check this. And then we need to do a quality check on this data. So AI review. So we've built a custom GPT that goes and flags the obvious issues. Like we say, the data's not always perfect. Like sometimes the names get mismatched, the company names get mismatched up, the wrong business types are in there, and then there's duplicates and there's things that don't look correct. So essentially we upload it to a custom built GPT that essentially goes and does all that for us. It goes and checks everything. If we were to do this manually, it would take a long time. So we get AI to do it first, and then a quality check stage 2. So manual human overview. Our team actually goes and checks the first name, checks the company name, checks the job titles, checks everything before we upload this lead list to anywhere. Because AI has done the bulk that we did a lot of it with clay.com. We use a separate AI to go and start cleaning the list, but it also needs a manual review as well, which is what our team does. And then decision maker verification. Each contact went through multiple verification steps to confirm the email belonged to the right decision maker and was fully deliverable. If the first contact wasn't valid, we moved to secondary contacts. Like we can only send to certain email addresses they're actually safe to send to. So we run these through a email verification tool, which goes and actually checks that for us. And then if it's not a verified email address, we can't send to it, then we move to the secondary contact. And then if no verified contact found, we use a second tool to find additional decision makers at the same company. And if there's still no valid emails for this company, what we can do then is essentially pull the info at admin at inboxes. So if we can't find the decision maker, the email's not verified for whatever reason, we can't find another decision maker there, someone to actually contact, we'll just hit the info at. We'll re-verify these and then place them into low volume safe send campaigns. The reply rate is a little bit lower, but it protects the inbox health and still brings in leads. Like if we don't have the right decision maker to email, it's still worth sending them an email because we know they're a good fit for solar anyway. So yeah, we'll still email them. And then what we do is this big lead list that we've gone through all these steps, and then we segment it into 12 different campaign types. So we split the leads up by industry based on the grants and finance options available to that sector. So the client we're talking about here has access to a grant that can help manufacturing companies reduce the cost of solar by 50%. And then we also created additional referral partner campaigns for people who aren't a good fit for solar but can refer clients. So for example, electricians, HVAC engineers, builders. I'm an ex-electrician myself. I used to get asked all the time when I'm working in somebody's house, when I'm working in a warehouse or whatever, somebody comes along and says, could you recommend a good solar company, or could you go and fit solar panels for me? and I never had anybody to refer them to. So that's one of the campaigns we really like to run, essentially building a network of referral people that can refer clients over to our client. So we segmented them into different campaign types. These 12 campaign types we'll do in a separate video, or else we'll be here for a long time. And then we filtered by email provider. We separated the Microsoft inboxes into their own campaigns because they require their own deliverability set. That's another technical thing that we're not going to go into. Basically, Microsoft, if someone's got a Microsoft email, it's hard to land in their primary inbox. A lot of the time, you're going to end up in spam folder, in their spam, unless you go through a load of new, a whole different process with a whole different ballgame, which we'll also do in a separate video. So version 1 campaigns. We got the version 1 campaigns live within 24 hours. So this whole process that we've talked about here, it takes like a week to do. There's quite a lot that goes into it. But because we've got these pre-warmed email accounts, we launch like version 1 campaigns. So we get a really basic campaign together, really broad targeting, and just get it live. So instead of us waiting the whole 7 days to get all these other campaigns live, that'd be 7 days gone to waste. So what we do is we just start one email campaign and get it blasted out so leads start coming in straight away. And then 7 days later, once the full list was cleaned, enriched, segmented, and approved, we launched through our refined V2 campaign 7 days later for better targeting, more accuracy, and improved reply rate. And so once all the data was cleaned, enriched, verified, segmented, and launched into its own campaigns, the next step is we need to turn these leads into quote requests, and that's going to be step 3.